हेलो फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम टू द प्राइस सेक्शन गाय। एंड आज हम लोग निफ्टी का एनालिसिस करेंगे। विल डू अपसाइड डाउन एनालिसिस एंड विल डू एनालिसिस फॉर टुमारो कि हम टुमारो कैसे ट्रेड लेंगे बेस्ड ऑन गैप अप गैप अप गैप अप गैप डाउन या फ्लैट ओपनिंग होती है। तो एज आई हैव टोल्ड यू अर्लियर, मार्केट अभी भी डाउन ट्रेंड में है। बिकॉज इफ यू सी, मार्केट जब जब नीचे आ रहा है उसके बाद वो एक कंसोलिडेशन जोन में आ रहा है मार्केट। उसके बाद मार्केट वापस से नीचे फॉल हो रहा है। यहाँ भी आप देखेंगे एक कंसोलिडेशन हुई है निफ्टी में, और उसके बाद निफ्टी ने एक डाउन ट्रेंड बनाया है। यहाँ पे फिर हमको एक सिमिलर कंसोलिडेशन देखने को मिल रही है। तो अगर निफ्टी इस चैनल को ब्रेक करती है और निफ्टी नीचे आती है तो यहाँ से फिर फर्दर डाउन ट्रेंड के चांसेस हो सकते हैं। अभी ये डाउन ट्रेंड की पॉसिबिलिटी है। अभी अप ट्रेंड के केस में क्या होगा, अगर निफ्टी ये लेवल जो है 16,800 लेवल, इसके अगर ऊपर क्लोज करके वन डे की क्लोजिंग देके और सस्टेन करता है और ऊपर की साइड जाता है विद प्राइस एक्शन, तो फिर हम कह सकते हैं कि जो बेयर रन था वो खत्म हो गया है। मैंने आपको 16,800 लेवल क्यों बताया, मैं उसका भी जस्टिफिकेशन दे देता हूं। आप देखेंगे 16,800 लेवल जो है ये इस ट्रिपल टॉप की नेकलाइन है। यहां आप देख सकते हैं 16,785 टू 800 अराउंड, ये इस ट्रिपल टॉप की नेकलाइन है। जैसे ही निफ्टी ने जब जब निफ्टी ने इस नेकलाइन के नीचे की क्लोजिंग दी है, तब तब निफ्टी एक डाउन ट्रेंड में आया है। जैसे यहां इसने दिया बट ये सस्टेन नहीं हुआ तो मार्केट वापस ऊपर चला गया। यहाँ निफ्टी ने नीचे की साइड ब्रेकडाउन दिया, ऊपर गया, इस लेवल को रीटेस्ट किया इस जगह पे, इस कैंडल पे, 28 फरवरी कैंडल पे, और फिर वहां से इसने एक रिजेक्शन लिया। नेक्स्ट टाइम इसने वापस इसको ब्रेक किया, ब्रेक करके ऊपर टेस्ट किया, सस्टेन किया, सस्टेन करके यहाँ पे एक प्राइस एक्शन दिखा के उसको ब्रेक किया, तब जाके निफ्टी ऊपर गया। सिमिलरली आप यहाँ देखिए, इस लेवल पे जो कि नेकलाइन है, निफ्टी नीचे आई एंड निफ्टी वेंट अप एंड इट had a resistance at 16,800 and came back. So for me 16,800 is a very important level. Below it Nifty is still bearish, so I'll say that Nifty is bullish only if it crosses 16,800. Now we'll come to our daily chart, and from daily chart we'll go to our hourly chart, since I told you we'll do 1 hour analysis. We'll minimize it a bit. See, as you can see here, there is another channel that is being formed, and this is in a downtrend. Sorry, this is a downtrend and this is the channel. Now if you look at closely, this is a bearish flag. So market came down, it goes up like this, and if it breaks the channel on hourly time frame, retests it and gets a rejection from there, then as I said, market can come down, and my target will be 15,000 to 14,500 over there. So this is the scenario of bullishness. For short term bearishness, sorry, this is the scenario of bearishness. For Nifty to be short term bullish, it has to cross above 16,800, which is also a level on our daily time frame. So above this level, Nifty is going to be bullish. Below it, Nifty is still bearish. We might say that this uptrend is because of some short covering, which might fade away at these levels. So these levels are very important. Now we'll see how we can trade tomorrow, and what we discussed yesterday. We'll go on a 15-minute time frame. So this is where the market opened. Market opened, gap down. It opened somewhat around over here, and at gap down it came down. It opened a gap down, and it bounced back from 16,200. So as you can remember, I told you that if Nifty comes down somewhat around these levels and gets a bounce from there, we'll look for a long side trade, and our stop loss will be placed over here. So as you can see, from here 16,200 to 16,330, it gave 130 points on spot in one go, जो कि option में will be around 60 to 70 points, and your stop loss was, I think, 25 points on spot, which is around 10 to 15 points on option. So 15 to 65, 70. So that was around 1:4 risk reward ratio. Now what might happen, that some people might not have entered over here. So I said that if market goes up, I will not take a long until unless I see some price action. So as you can see, here it from triple top sort of thing, and this was a trend line. Now you can see this was some sort of rising symmetrical triangle, sorry, rising wedge. So market came here, went up, and went up. So if somebody would have taken an entry over here, which is around 16,300, you could have easily got 60 points, 50 to 60 points in option, with a stop loss of 10 points on spot. That is 5 points in option. So that is again a good, risk to reward ratio. Now what might happen tomorrow, that if Nifty opens flat somewhat around over here, it might come down, get a support from this wedge, and can go up. So if you see market is opening flat, coming down, and you see any doji or any sort of rejection pattern from over here, you can take a long call. Your stop loss will be this 16 to 75. Your target will be 16,380. So somewhat around, you can take a long around 16,300, and your target will be 80 points. Stop loss will be 25 points. So that is again 1:3 risk reward ratio. Other thing what might happen in case of a flat or a small gap down, that market may come here and take a support from 16 to 75. Then we'll again take a long call. Our stop loss will be again 30 points below this. That is around 16 to 50, 16 to 60. That is around 25 to 50, 15 to 20 points on option. And our target will be 16,381. If it crosses 16,381, then we'll go for our next target, which is 16,486 or 16,500, to be a round figure. Now what happens if we see a gap down, just like we saw yesterday, today? In case we have a gap down, a big gap down, and Nifty opens somewhat around 16,200, then we'll wait for any rejection pattern like a doji candle or a bullish engulfing or something like that. And if we see some pattern which shows that there's going to reversal, we'll take a long call, and our stop loss will be 20 points on spot, 20 to 25 points on spot. Now our first target will be 16,275, that is 75 points on spot, and next will be 16,380. If we see a further gap down and market opens somewhat around 16,100, then again we'll wait for price action. And from both of these levels, if the Nifty comes down and you see a price action below this level, say double top or head and shoulders, and it comes down, then we'll take a short call. Targets will be big in that case. Our first target will be somewhat around 16,000, because then we'll say that okay, whatever the short covering was, it ended, and once the short covering ends, you'll see a big downtrend. So you can also book half of your lot at 16,150, 100, but the target will be 16,000. Same for here. If the market comes straight down till here and you see any pattern that shows that downtrend movement is going to continue, you'll again take a put. Your stop loss will be around 20 to 25 points or 30 points maximum on spot, and target will be 16,100 and 15,900, 15,900, 16,000 and 15,900. So these two will be your targets. Now we'll see what happens if there is any gap up. So if there is a gap up and market opens around 16,500, then we'll wait just like we waited today. If we see any price action like double bottom or inverted head and shoulders, and we see any rejection, if we see any support from here, then we'll go for long side. First target will be 16,600, second target will be 16,700. If you see a huge gap up, that is around 16,600, which is possible, considering the scenarios that we are normally seeing 150 points, 200 points, even up to 300 points of gap up, then we might say that Nifty opens somewhat around 16,600. Then I'll be more focused on taking a put side trade, or basically a short trade, if I see any rejection from these levels, or if it goes above this level and comes down. So the moment it breaks this line, we'll take our short position. Stop loss will be the swing high of that trend, or if it shows a rejection pattern below the trend line, we'll take a short. Stop loss will be slightly above this trend line and we'll go short. Now we must remember that 16,800 is a very important level. We might see some selling pressure over here. So if market open and goes somewhat around 16,800, be very cautious, because market can reverse from here, and try booking profits in uptrend, because we are very near around our major resistances. So try booking profit, keep your stop loss very narrow, and stay safe, trade safe. So thank you guys. Thank you so much for your precious time. If you really like my analysis, please do like, share and comment. If any suggestion for improvement, please write me down in the comment section. Thank you so much.